Okay, so we are on live. So, and now we're going to be starting. So at this point, if I can ask everyone to go on mute because, because of the distractions, if in case you have something on the background, anything like that, in case you're on the moon, like Natalia, then it's fine because on the moon it's quiet, but everyone else, can you please keep your microphones on mute? Really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Though I don't like it because, like all of a sudden it went quiet and it seems like I'm the only person in the room, which I know I'm not. And there's lots of people right now here. So yeah, so far we have 33 people joining and we have all the rest of the people watching us on the live stream as well. So if people asking you where the live stream is, this is CryptoChicks.ca/live stream, and this is the usual our live stream URL. And today we're going to be having a very exciting event. Everyone was looking forward to it. This is our award ceremony for the startups that are worked really hard in our CryptoChicks Hatchery throughout the year. Some of them worked throughout several years. So it's 2 years. So today they going to be pitching and hopefully we'll get an awards. So we're going to be starting right now. I just want to introduce also my co-host, Tracy Nguyen. So she is here to help me as well. So how we're going to go, I'm going to be presenting first and then Tracy will take over while the judging is going to go on. And yes, today we're going to have judges, we're going to have pitches, it's all going to be exciting. And at the same time, we're going to move fast in order for you to save your time. And then we can all go and have a nice weekend right after that. All right, so yeah, I still have admitting people, so many more people are joining probably. Yeah, please keep everyone on mute. And oh, sorry, Natalia, I muted you. Just a second, let me unmute you. Where are you here? Now I lost you because I have so many people there. Let me just unmute you. Natalia, you can unmute yourself.
Okay, wonderful. I just wanted to add that it'll be a nice weekend with prizes. So it'll go towards not just champagne, but actually contributing to your business and making next steps in your evolution of this. And this has been a big journey. I'm, looking at the people who've joined the hatchery and the CryptoChicks, and some have made huge strides in achieving kind of the company and building a company, but a lot of you have made big strides and have achieved personal growth, and that's equally important. It's just not the bottom line, it's what we do in our lifetime and how we grow. So I'm really happy for every single team who's been part of us, and you guys have been amazing in every way. So thank you for being a part of our cohort, and we grew with you. We learn, you learn, but we also learn. So I'm just really, really ecstatic and happy that all of this is going on.
Exactly like this. And yeah, later on we were planning to do the introductions of the team, but since Natalia is here now and I know that she's actually attending another graduation ceremony, not for another company but for her family, so yeah, so in case she might go
graduation on Mars.
Yeah, and then to introduce her a little bit early, yes, Natalia Hearn is our one of our directors at CryptoChicks. CryptoChicks is a nonprofit, so we have a board of directors. So Natalia is a leading director, so she's our business development person, and without her we would not be able to do the business. And yes, nonprofit is also a business, so that's exactly, we're building it exactly the same way you are building it. So that's why we are learning with as well. Okay, so
thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, I muted somebody. Natalia, probably I muted you again. Yeah, and I also have another director here, Natalia Amelin, and she is also on mute. Like Natalia, if you would like to unmute yourself and just say a couple of words while I'm sharing my screen, that would be awesome. Yeah, there you go.
Good morning, everyone, and congratulations. You guys made it. We know it's been tough time, COVID and everything. We didn't have a chance to meet in person, which is always great, but we always try to do the best out of what we can. And I'm sure you accomplished a lot. We've been watching you, as you were progressing through the year, and you guys are absolutely amazing. I sure hope that you found the experience rewarding, because we absolutely did. We learned a lot from you, and we truly hope that you learned as well. And I congratulate you again, and I hope that you take your projects all to the next level, and we will stay in touch, and you will continue to be part of our ecosystem, and maybe becoming mentors of the future CryptoChicks Hatchery projects. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Natalia. This is very great points. So I just wanted to mention that for you, this option to stay in a hatchery actually forever, if you would like to, and then keep benefiting from all our courses, from the mentorship, from everything that we provide, from the program that we provide. So please don't go away. So we can help you more and more. All right, so now we're going to be starting the presentation, and I hope you can see and hear very well. So I ask my co-hosts to keep everyone on mute. And also, if there's any questions or anything, yeah, let me know, because I might not be able to watch the chat as I go. All right, so going forward, moving into presentation. So yes, so this is a CryptoChicks Hatchery event, and as you know, probably all of you know, if you don't know, so we are, it's a mentorship program for testing the blockchain and other high-tech projects. So we are helping women, and actually men as well. So men are joining us, and they are always welcome, but especially we are focused on helping women build their blockchain and high-tech businesses. For that, we developed a program with milestones that our hatchery members are completing and then get awarded for them. Mentors, we have an excellent mentors. I'm going to be doing short introductions just a little bit later. We also running events about once every 2 weeks, bi-weekly events. And then we also have workshops. We develop courses. If you go to CryptoChicksHatchery.com, you will see a bunch of courses that we develop, helping you out on how to build your blockchain business. And of course, we are providing a prize money as well, and helping our startups to get funded. So we're connecting them to investors and help them to get funds. All right, so yes, if you are interested, please go ahead. You can fill application form on CryptoChicksHatchery.com. Our annual fee is $100. It's only $100 you're paying just for that. With this, you can use all our tools, framework. For example, you can build your website for free and host for free and not worry about the security, for example. You can build your MVP also using our infrastructure. You can use our mentorship. So this is a great value for just $100 a year. And for this year, this is our sponsors. So we have AAVE, and today we have one of the judges that representing AAVE on the panel, and we have Ethereum Foundation, who gave us a grant of $10,000 this year, and we're going to be awarding our project from this money pool. And our continuous sponsor, that our regular sponsor, is Portis wallet, that is not only a wallet but also provides rich APIs for developing your own blockchain application. So if you are developing your blockchain application or thinking developing of your blockchain application, please look at portis.io. So agenda for today, we're going to be introducing team, mentors, and of course the judges. We're going to be doing project pitches, and then short program updates. And also we have some of the startups that would like to do quick updates. And then we're going to proceed to award ceremony, and then one-on-one mentoring session. So the last item will be closed to the public. So therefore, we can actually and notify the public right ahead of time. All right. So then moving on. Okay, so this is our team. You can all read the names, but I am quickly going to be going over them. Elena, Natalia, Tracy, Natalia, Pavel, Konstantin, Ryan, Ariba, Olga, Shada, Audrey, Tracy, and Fatima. This is our core team. These are all our volunteers, actually, because CryptoChicks is a non-profit organization, and it's a volunteer organization. So these people are donating their time and their knowledge and their skills to help you, and that's why we keep our costs so low, and we very appreciate their contribution. Thank you so much, team. And these are our mentors in the program. So it's Scott Browning from Shapeshift, and also Portis Wallet, Wei Huan from the Spark One Network, Tracy Leprula from Blockchain Futurist Conference and Untraceable, Eva Lau from Two Small Fish Ventures, Meta Palikar from Casper Labs, Eje Belgin, she is from Bitcoin Cralacy, Patrick Collins, she is a developer at the software engineer at the smart contract and also the Chainlink. Jagdish Pandya, he is a startup mentor and chairman of Blockon Group. Carla Kababi from Cloret. Lance Morgan from Blockchain Intelligence Group. Maxime Galash from BGS Venture. Amber Scott from Outlier Solutions. Nelia Texiera from Legal by Design. Jonathan Irvin from Layton. Sandra Francisco, she is a business coach. Mohammed Chaluli, he is our research expert and also the development expert. Laszlo Sandor, entrepreneur, and he founded many companies. Vince Fang from Debian Xpera, Matthew Hobbs from London and Partners, Lucia Gallardo from Emerge. And today we have guest mentors, which is just joined our hatchery, and also we have one guest judge, Tarusha Mittal from Aurora Rocket, and she is also the founder of the Unifarm. And Shivani today joining us as a guest judge from AAVE. So we have AAVE projects in our cohort, and one of them going to be pitching today. So, and going to the judges, we selected the mentors. Actually, mentors selected themselves who wanted to judge. And today, the judges that we have: Maxime Galash, John Irvin, Shivani, Tarusha Mittal, Wei Huang, Mohammed Chaluli, Patrick Collins, Carla Kababi, Laszlo Sandor, and Amber Scott. So these are the judges that will be watching and judging our pitches today. So the teams that are presenting today, we have now over 20 teams in the cohort, and 5 of them moved forward with their pitches because there was a minimal requirements to complete the certain milestones and do the and we're going to be touching on that later. So the five teams made themselves ready, worked really hard towards this pitch. They completed a lot, accomplished a lot, and they're going to be telling us today about this. And the awards that we're going to be given today, honestly, I don't know how much money we're going to be giving away today. It all depends on the judges. And also the teams are requested different amounts as well, according to their business model, because we are doing 50-50 funding split. So in every dollar that teams are receiving, they also going to be get self-funding 50-50. So for example, if they receive $1,000 from CryptoChicks Hatchery, they will need to, there's a requirement to put in of their own money $1,000. So this is the indicator that the teams are all in and they live in their projects. So therefore, $10,000 from Ethereum Foundation and $2,000 from AAVE. And this is the judging ballots that judges will be using. Judges, you all received the links to your judging ballot. We're not going to be displaying it today on the presentation for obvious reasons, of course. But if you haven't received the link, please right now text Tracy. You can use the chat, for example, to Tracy Nguyen. She is a co-host, as I told you. So if you haven't received your link, please indicate, come forward and tell that you haven't received your links. If you have received your links, I would like you to click the links and check that you have exactly the same judging ballot right now. So the judging ballot is split into different pieces. And these are the criteria that the team had to accomplish, right? So this is the milestones that team had to accomplish. And so one of them is the social media presence. So they all the teams had a goal of 1,000 followers. Some of them reached them, some just about to reach it. So judges, it is your job to understand from the presentation how many followers they have, and then also put the rating. Rating is from 1 to 10. I suggest to use maybe not from 1 to 10, not from 1, but maybe use from 5 or so. So then the teams will not be disappointed. You can use 10s, but don't use it across the board because we still need to understand the rating. All right, so and also teams had to build MVP, the prototype, the working prototype, and also start onboarding visitors and customers as well. So we had a target conversion rate, which is higher than in the industry. I'm just going to tell you that industry rate is 1%. So we put the goal a little bit above 2.5%, which is great conversion rate. So we're going to be hearing from the teams what conversion rate they have. And one of the goals also to create partners. So the team's going to be talking about that, which partners they have. Also, the team effort is very, very important. So please estimate that. Business pitch, it just estimate how clear they are in projecting the business idea, like what this startup is about, and this criteria is about that. Also, a project founder vision is very important for the project. As we know, projects can move along with zero money, just on the passion of the founders. So this is a known fact. So please estimate how passionate the founder is about their project. Also relevancy to blockchain industry, because we are, of course, we are not only blockchain startups, but so this specific awards probably is related to blockchain directly because they're sponsored by blockchain entities, Ethereum Foundation and AAVE. And of course, the budget. So the budget, all the teams were required to provide the budget. It's 50-50 self-funding. We also developed certain milestones: incubation, soft shell, hard shell, and hatching milestones. So you see that in incubation milestones, they had to research competitors, do the market, come up with their value proposition, come up with their business model, and also calculate their economics. For soft shell, it's logo, name, prototype, MVP, go-to-market strategy, and also KPIs, that like key performance indicators that they are trying to reach. And for the hard shell milestone, they are, after they completed 2 previous ones, they reevaluating their KPIs and making changes to the target audience, because we know for a fact that sometimes our business model or our business idea, as we imagined it in the first place, it probably doesn't work all the time. So revelation is needed. And the hatching milestones, so they, after they confirm that this is the business model they're going to go forward with, they develop their marketing strategy and also do some legal accounting work and trademark and company registration. I know that some of the startups are waiting for the funding, maybe before doing the registration. So the company registration is probably going to be happening right after we finish. But so this is also part of the hatching milestone. And please also put your comments in there, what team did great and what team could improve on, because this is probably the most important feedback that you can provide to the teams. So please pay attention to this. So judges, let me know, let Tracy know if you have everything ready. And therefore, we're going to go right now, and we're going to be starting with the forward chain presentation. So Limei, are you here? Let me.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, Limei is here. That's awesome. So Limei, I know that you are you sent us the video, right?
Yes.
Would you like us to play the video?
Would you be so kind? Thank you.
Okay, Tracy, would you mind please playing the video and making sure that there is a checkbox in the bottom left corner, share the sound as well, because if you share the video and you start playing the video, let me just stop sharing the screen right now, then we will not be able to hear the sound.
Right.
Yeah. Just a few seconds, and I would like to also thank one more time everyone for joining us today.
All right, so hopefully this plays the sound.
Okay.
Distinguished judges, my name is Limei. Our project is working on a dApp to fund farmers and their food.
We don't hear it very well. Can you share the link? Yes, can you share the link? Maybe I will try to share. I'm not sure if it depends on the internet or if it depends on what. So yeah, Limei, if we cannot make it work,
I'll go ahead. I'll walk it through.
Yes. Yeah, because you never know.
Okay, I'm ready.
Technical thing is, yeah. Okay, so Tracy, maybe share this in the chat with me, and I will try to play. Okay. Just a few seconds while it's loading on my computer. And I'm going to be sharing now.
Hello, distinguished judges. My name's Limei. I'm with Forward Chain. Our project is working on a dApp to find local farmers and their food. Here's an introduction. We want to provide visibility of seasonal produce, and our dApp will include storytelling in addition to supply chain metrics. How will it work? We are going to use registries and provers, validators. It's going to be a dApp based on registries that use Starks. The use of ZK Stark, Starkware, Cairo language. We're building an NTF using ERC 1155. First, we'll open the Taurus login. After that, we can handle registries using Golang backend and a Mongo database. Today's discussion, evaluation. Here is our public and social media presence. Here is an example of the first page of our website. Our partnerships, we're working with Cardano. Curtis is helping me with a product they currently have. It's called Trace. Our team effort, conversations. Thank you, Lazo and Vince. Greatly appreciated. And we participated in ETH Global. Presentation went live April 21st. Our business pitch is available with CryptoChicks. My passion, I come from a long history of farmers, and many of them just scratched out a living. And I currently have parents who've given up farming and they lease their land. And this connection to the land adds to my passion. I'm increasing my application of blockchain currently in a G20 hackathon. Relevancy to blockchain industry. This will provide visibility to local farmers of their produce. Often, many small farmers don't have that visibility. And I think government and professional catering companies should be buying locally instead of from large international companies like Cisco. This NFT will provide their information, current pricing, and only reveal what they want to reveal. My budget, I'm asking for $2K and matching it. Hatchery milestones, some are completed, some are not. And what I did great, I'm evolving this business idea, attending workshops, proving my tech, and networking. And what we could improve on is NFT minting and the technology and anchor customers. Here's my contact information. Thank you, distinguished judges, mentors, and CryptoChicks. Much love.
All right, so I hope you will be able to hear it. So judges, now you understand probably what hard job is going to be, what that is going to not be easy to judge, right? So there you go. So now we have the questions. So thank you so much. So judges, please post the questions in the chat and I will be asking Limei the questions. So Limei, you can keep yourself unmuted. So what are the social media numbers? So do you have any report on that?
Currently, it's under 100. I'm ramping up and hoping to have more, but it's under 100.
Okay, thank you, Limei. All right, so Tarusha is asking, what is the next big milestone for you?
Getting a developer for the ERC 1155 and working with Starkware. And actually tomorrow there's a conference in Israel that I'm able to zoom into. So it's ramping up on the tech.
Awesome. Thank you, Limei. Yeah, and I can tell you that Limei is actually participating in the many hackathons and she's really, really active in the space, which is actually so good for the founder in that in the blockchain. All right. So how Tarusha is asking, how will the 2000 help you in your journey?
Well, let me tell you, 2K goes a long way in India. And I've connected with an Indian developer who is based in India. And I'm hoping he can help me with that 2K plus my 2K to make 4K and see what we can get off the ground.
Awesome. Yeah. And there you go. So Tarusha is actually from India as well.
Oh, you can connect me.
There you go. And then, yeah, Tarusha is, yes. And she is, yes. And by the way, because this is like a 12-hour difference, so that you can see that it's like right now it's 11 p.m. in there. So thank you so much, Tarusha, for joining us that late. So we hope it will not be that long. All right. So and then we're asking can you tell me more what users can do and see?
Users will be verified. For example, a small farmer may not want to have public information placed, so anyone just shows up on their farm. So users can be, but maybe they will be able to see in using the NFT what produce is available. I can include videos and pictures in real time with what's available and what they can buy. And then also aggregating. Let's say there's one seasonal crop, asparagus is coming, and I could also package that. I can collaborate and collate 100 farmers selling asparagus, and maybe they can ideally sell to a government or maybe there's a educational institution or a correctional facility. I think they should be buying locally and collating all those small farmers together to provide one product would give them more visibility.
That's correct. Okay, I don't have any more questions, and just I wanted to make a note as well, because today we're giving away money from Ethereum Foundation and from AAVE. So projects have to make sure that they are considering that networks to develop on further. And I know some of them are not in the development phase yet, but so this is highly encouraged to look at these networks. So I don't see any more questions. Thank you so much, Lime. So judges, if you have any questions to me, please feel free to type in the chat. You can do directly to me, directly to Tracy, so we can address if something is going, if something is wrong. So
Thank you.
thank you so much, Lime. Thank you. So next one, let me just share my screen again. Okay. So we have coaching and emotional support platform. So Lucy, please, it's all yours. You are on mute, so make sure that you unmute yourself.
Right. Thank you so much, Elena. Thank you, everyone, judges, and my fellow hatchery participants. I'm very happy to be here today and to make a presentation of what so far I've been able to do for coaching emotional support. So probably I will have to share my screen with you.
Okay, sounds good.
I will use my PowerPoint. Coaching emotional support, that is our business profile. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, I cannot do it. Now, what about us? Coaching emotional support connects therapists, coaches, mentors on the same platform. And our goal is to be able to reach out to people who are struggling with emotional challenges or with psychological challenges, but have difficulties in accessing supportive programs, either because they are remotely located or because the cost of what exists today is too high for them and they are not able to pay for this kind of service. So our vision is to make, therefore, mental health accessible and affordable for everyone in any part of the world. Now, what problem are we trying to solve? As I've mentioned, 1 in every 7 people suffer from mental or substance abuse disorder. That means that 792 million people, that was in 2017 statistics or surveys, showed the figures. And by the time we had COVID, these figures have gone up very rapidly. So at some point, therefore, everyone will somehow experience some difficulties and some challenges, and they will need emotional support. But another issue is that only 40% of the countries, only 60% of the countries have some kind of policy or some kind of mental health programs. The rest of the 40% of countries really do not have anything going. And some of them do not even, 25% of these countries do not even mention mental health in their legislations. And therefore that means there's a big population out there globally that still lacks support. So to summarize it, as I've mentioned, 792 million lack the service, 60%, which translate to 477 million, only globally get mental health support. 40% therefore is still having problem, which is 315, if I put it roughly based on these figures. So what emotional support is searching for is just maybe probably if you can reach 5% of these people who have not been supported, of 315 million, then we still have a market space. So what do? We are therefore targeting the people who are providing these services. How can we get them on our platform so that people can reach them more? Despite that some of these countries, people cannot access mental health, does not mean that the population there don't want to pay for it or don't want to receive it. So this is the approach you want to use, provide service providers to them that are likely be able to meet this need for these people. Second target group for us is service seekers. So the patients, as I might call them, but people really who are dealing with these challenges, we need to be able to access them. Where are they and how can they access our platform or what we're providing? So our solution is to continue to bring therapists, coaches, and mentors on the platform and to connect them to these people. We also want to create a network for these therapists on our platform so that they can continue to grow. And besides that, we want to contribute towards informative and educative programs. So we'll be able to have a lot of webinars going on as well on our platform. How we want to try to bring blockchain into mental health is first to start on a slow but steady pace. So once we have service providers on our platform, therefore we will want to introduce tokenization, where we'll be rewarding the most outstanding therapists on the platform. When we have so many therapists already on our platform, we want to introduce co-ownership, because that will motivate everyone to give their best on the platform. So with the co-ownership, we will probably introduce blockchain and the use of wallets, and as well smart contracts. So what is our success so far? When we joined this program, we were only on the hackathon of planet-wide with an idea that we wanted to explore further. And that is how Coaching Emotional started. And during that time, remember, everybody, COVID came so rapidly, and everybody was not yet talking about coaching or even mental health the way they are talking, but we were already discussing this. And that's why our platform was voted as one of the best during this hackathon. We had no social media, but during the 1 to 10 months when we joined the hatchery, I was able to participate as a representative of this platform. I was able to participate in all the assignments. I attended all the mentorship sessions, and I also achieved all the required milestones. In the last 2 months before this award ceremony today, we had an MVP, and so far we have managed to register 20 service providers on it, and we have already been able to achieve 3,000 plus social media followers, mainly on Facebook. If you look at our stats, from the time we launched our program in January, we started by a very high figure. So far we've been having 400 and above. And towards the end, when we started to log up the service providers and to get followers on Facebook, we were hitting up to 7,000 visitors on our platform, and several clicks to go with that. So our future roadmap, we are hoping that from today going forward, we are going to be able to have at least 1,000 service providers on this platform. And we are looking for at least 100,000 social media followers. So this is where we want to go. So with that numbers, therefore, it will be easy for us now to bring the tokenization and wallets and to be able to start implementing blockchain. And this will make our platform the first mental health platform that will introduce blockchain. So we are really keen on doing this and to be able to introduce this concept. And from there on, 2 years onward after this, we hope to be present in many countries. We want the name Coaching Emotional Support to be used in every household. So how do we go forward there? Therefore, right now, the need is to have a strong team. Some of the people on my platform who are already very qualified psychologists, some even are having their doctorate already, have already shown interest in teaming up and working with me to take this idea forward. So what I need to do after this is to be able to form a small team and to start brainstorming how then Coaching Emotional Support can move from here. I am Lucy Adhiambo. I am the founder and at the moment stepping up as the CEO. I'm a psychologist. Right now I have my master's, but I'm already pursuing a PhD, and I want to explore more on technology and treatment of psychiatric disorder. One of the reasons why I got admission for a PhD was because I presented the concept of that I'm already working on technology and mental health in this program. and that was an advantage for me. To summarize, we conducted research. We talked to people before I began. I was able to conduct interviews. I got feedback from them, and I've re-evaluated what they said. And from the platform, we have changed it so far and redesigned it. And now we have a different kind of platform. The company has been incorporated. So I talk as we because I'm talking as company. We are incorporated in Kenya. And as I mentioned, we have over 3,000 social media followers. We have 20 registered coaches and therapists already on the platform. We have agreed so far with Metis to be able to provide us with blockchain, especially the tech part of it, and to be able to implement the tokenization when we are ready. So far, ladies and gentlemen, we have a proof of concept, and I think it's so far validated because at least we have a few, 1 or 2 cases who have already booked our therapist. Thank you very much. And our website, Coaching Emotional Support, I could easily, if I have time, show you how it looks like and probably who are on it already. Thank you, Elena, and I hand it back to you.
Thank you, Lucy. Excellent. Congratulations on your progress. Judges, just to make a note, your ballot is not in the order of the presentations. Unfortunately, no, some of the teams, they had to make it towards the end of the presentation because of the technical difficulties. So therefore, forward chain was the first one, but this is the third column in your ballots. So please make sure that you put in the right marks to the right people. So yeah, just no harm done so far. So just move your marks to the appropriate column, and sorry about that we did not notify you before. And Lucy, again, thank you for the presentation. That was excellent. So judges, any questions? All right, so then Tarusha is asking, which other geographies do you intend to expand your platform into?
I would be able, first we begin by covering Kenya where we are registered. And after that, we want to move slowly according to other regions, probably target Europe or North America. But at the moment, it's a Kenya platform, but it's open for anybody globally to join it.
All right. So also judges are asking you, Lucy, to post your social media links because they would like to take a look at it. Yeah, you can do it just maybe a tag later after you answered other questions. So you mentioned affordable mental health care. How does your platform help in lowering the cost of healthcare?
Right. So what we are doing is that the judges, the service providers on the platform are free to charge whatever they want to. So we are not going to force them to have fixed fee. So at the moment, they are all charging different rates, and therefore people have the option of choosing the lowest or whatever fits their budget. So that gives variety. And once you have variety, then it's already controlling the price. So at the moment, this is how we want to approach it. But when the platform stabilizes, then we are able to either regulate prices or to find a different model. But the model that is open right now is to be an open market for all service providers to provide different costs and different charges to people.
Awesome. Thank you, Lucy. Also, the judges are asking about your budget. I know that you submitted your budget, but just can you just quickly touch on how you will be spending the money and how much money you are asking for?
All right. Our budget, we are asking for 2,000 50/50 match. And what we want to do is to customize the site and make it a little bit better than what it is now. We want to upgrade our plugins. So most of the plugins are still causing a bit of problem and they're not up to date because we are using free version. We want to do an explainer video that will be able to let users understand how the site works immediately. And also when we work with Metis, when we introduce the tokenization, we would also want to use a part of this budget. But the bigger part of our budget will go towards marketing. So far we are hoping at least to have a matching fund, but mainly for our side is marketing. Otherwise, this is what we need to cover with the 50-50 budget.
Awesome. Thank you, Lucy. Hui, and actually there's lots of judges. Other judges, I see that Laszlo had the same question. Why the blockchain is needed, and what is your roadmap for the blockchain related features?
Right, blockchain is needed because it's the unique feature that is also coming up with this platform. Most mental health platforms have not yet explored blockchain and do not understand how it works and the benefits of using blockchain. But because I've been in this program, I do understand, for example, the documentation of our most of our things will be done through blockchain, especially when we start to co-ownership of the platform, where many will be either joining or payments or this kind of a thing. So we need it to be as transparent as possible. And so we will be able to use it during the ratings. When people start to rate our therapists, we want to give the best performing therapists maybe some tokens or some award system to motivate them. So we want to introduce blockchain. So the main thing is to be able to bring blockchain into mental health and to encourage other people to be able to see how beneficial it is, not just in other industry, but also that in this industry it can work. So we believe it will be something that not only us, but others will follow after us with the same kind of thoughts.
Okay, so let me just reiterate, and you tell me if I'm wrong. So you are planning to implement blockchain into your platform to make it more decentralized and to implement rewards through the blockchain. Yeah. So you will be like building kind of a reward system to reward the most active users, and that's going to be via blockchain. Okay, that's good. Thank you. All right, so then. Your current, okay, so Mohammed, your question is not very, your current S, like what did you mean? Just please retype the questions, the question. And Lucy, be ready to post your social media. You said that the Facebook, please be ready to post the Facebook on the, okay.
And Helen, sorry, somebody asked that the platform was not up, but we changed the platform URL. Mm-hmm. So it's no longer there with the dash coaching emotional support, but it's the new one. So we had to get rid of that one when this other one came up. So that's why somebody using the old platform will not find it.
Got it. All right. So it's a good note. Thank you. So we also have one question from Shiv. You mentioned affordable mental health care. How does your platform help in lowering cost of health care? I hope I didn't ask this question yet.
You did already.
I already did. There you go. It sounded familiar. I'm so sorry. Yes, and you answered already. So now I remember. Okay, so I think insurance providers. So that's what the question I missed. Do you intend to collaborate with insurance providers as well?
Yes, that is why we started from Kenya, because in Kenya we don't have insurance for mental health. And so we said most of our coaches will not accept it for now because they will not get payment if they receive international plans. But once we start expanding to other regions, then we want to bring in insurance. Mm-hmm. So it will take process for us to first, before we upscale to other regions, to first make our home ground more stronger and more stable. But as we now expand, we are going to start talking to insurance to accept our therapists.
Got it. Okay, thank you. And then last question, does your current platform using blockchain?
No, because at the moment it has to be built. Blockchain will only be built on the numbers that we are going to have on the platform. It cannot work with this platform if you don't have numbers. So we said the first year we want to log at least 1,000 therapists. And once we have at least 500 to 1,000, we can introduce blockchain because we need the numbers to make it work.
This is really good. And this is something that we do in Hatchery. So we prove the business models first, and then it's the technology. So that's a very good answer. Thank you, Lucy. All right. So I think we have all the questions. Thank you so much, Lucy. And we are moving on. All right, so let me share my screen. Yeah, judges, please make sure that you are putting the marks in the correct columns. Next on the list is behind the art, and behind the art comes a first column in the ballot. So behind the art, Casey.
Elena, I'm going to share my screen.
Sounds good. So let me make your co-host so you can share there.
My name is Casey Kesterson, and I'm the founder of Behind the Art. Provenance research is indispensable to every participant in the art world, but the research is notoriously time-consuming and expensive, and in many cases, related investigations of works of art are conducted by researchers. Behind the Art combines blockchain and artificial intelligence with art world knowledge, providing a speedier, less costly method to conduct thorough research. In this leg of the hatchery, Behind the Art was able to achieve a number of key milestones. Oh, hold on. Sorry. I don't know. Can you see my screen? It's there. Sorry. In this leg of the hatchery, Behind the Art was able to achieve a number of key milestones. This includes the launch of a landing page, behindtheart.io. Oh, why is this? And I was able to build a simple prototype for the MVP. In this example, I entered the number that appears on the stretcher of the painting. All of the documentation that relates to the painting appears in the search, not just documentation that contains the number. This is a smart search made possible with artificial intelligence. When I click on a document, the main record for that document appears. Note, it is this documentation that is tracked with blockchain, and each document will have a unique document ID. Oh, this is going splendidly. I launched a Behind the Art company page on LinkedIn. I interviewed 30 individuals in the United States and in Europe who regularly utilize art research. This includes lawyers, dealers, auction house professionals, curators, and those in the art and tech space. To date, I've reached all milestones in the incubation stage and most of the soft shell milestones. My next step is to have a product with which users can interact. From the start, Behind the Art was conceived to incorporate several unique characteristics of the blockchain technology. And along with blockchain, Behind the Art will utilize artificial intelligence and data analytics. The combination of expertise and technology will transform how the art world conducts research. Should I be lucky enough to receive funding, I'm looking to apply the money toward a simple product with which users can work to try the search and contribute functions. In addition, I'd like to apply some of the money towards community education, incorporation process, and to hire consultants and freelancers as needed. Thank you for allowing me to present this progress report for my project Behind the Art.
Thank you, Casey. Thank you. So we have a question from Mohammed. How artificial intelligence is giving you more speed in search?
So the idea is that this is going to incorporate a lot of data and a lot of documentation. The idea is that really the artificial intelligence comes through this smart search. So usually when you have to do this sort of manually in person, you have to go through an enormous amount of documentation, which is very, very time consuming. And so the idea is if all of this documentation is on the platform, you'd be able to instantaneously come up with it.
Awesome. All right. So how AI helping you in providing authenticity?
We're not dealing with attributions or authenticity because the works of art are not on the blockchain. This is simply to help you with the research. What you take from it, be it if the documentation helps you make the case for it's a Picasso or it's not a Picasso, that's on your side. We're a neutral platform providing the research.
Awesome. What is your social media presence on across the platforms?
So right now it's just on LinkedIn, which I launched in April.
Okay, and what blockchains are you currently hosting the art on?
So we're not on blockchain yet. And Laszlo, cover your ears. I was considering Hyperledger, but I'm going to be considering Ethereum.
Okay, awesome. All right, which chain do you want to use to keep your records? Yeah,
this is a question. This is a good question. Can you clarify that a little bit for me?
It's probably that's what you just answered. This is
okay. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So, who are your competitors today?
Okay, so the idea is there's two sides. On the academic side, there are a lot of different databases run by nonprofits they're all over Europe, they're all over the US, that deal with very individual specific problems, like the German World War II problems in Poland, problems in England, problems in France, etc. And then there's blockchain issues where they deal with mostly contemporary art and the problems of provenance there. It's very, very good for contemporary art because essentially, if you think about it, it's a painting that leaves from the artist's studio, gets on a truck, goes to a dealer, gets on a truck, and goes to a collector. And for them, that's very clear provenance. Since it's very hard to deal with provenance for older works of art that way, I felt like this was a good solution to help people deal with provenance issues with older works of art.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So Patrick actually made a note, Ethereum combined with Filecoin and or IPFS sounds ideal. So, and I agree with them. So Casey, we can talk about it.
Thank you, Patrick.
Yes, that's great. So how will blockchain add value to this project?
So the idea is that the documentation will be on the blockchain. And the idea is to have, for example, if you wrote a book and somebody uses a chapter of your book, you would know when somebody used this chapter, and you could track the use, the copyright, and the royalties would also be tracked. And awesome. This will be helpful for archives as well.
Great. Tarusha is asking, would this be scanned images, or are you utilizing OCR to reduce the gas fees?
The idea is, okay, so the idea is to originally, I talked to a number of different people about how they capture their research now. Most people take photographs with their phones. Some people do scans. This is something that I need to work out in terms of the AI and the quality of the images to see how the machine learning would work with these documentations, because it's going to be a variety of documents. It's handwritten documentation, it's typed documentation, it's printed documentation. So all of this needs to be considered when I'm designing the sort of machine learning aspects of it.
Got it. Thank you. I think I answered, I asked all the questions that I saw in the chat. So judges, if I didn't ask your question, please copy paste it again. But for now, I think we can already thank Casey. Thank you so much, Casey. Very great.
Thank you.
And
thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. And we are moving on. Right. So next one we have OpenDive. Are you close to getting ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Oh, you are ready. Okay, so I will let you go next. OpenDive.
So
let me Irvin, you're presenting, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey guys. Apologies for the delay. We're here in Miami for the Crypto Week conference, is meeting up some of our partners as well. And actually, the team is here. If you guys want to come and say hello.
Hey, Tina.
Hey, guys. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen really quick. Just a second. Just 1 second. I don't know why it's not showing up.
While we are waiting, thank you so much again, everyone, for attending us today. We are running our startup pitches and judging, and going to be awards as well. And while we are finalizing the judging results, so we're going to be talking more about how exactly we help to build businesses in a blockchain, and also, if you have any ideas, if you would like to build your business on a blockchain, please contact us and we can help. As in our cohort right now, we have over 20 projects, and 5 of them are presenting today. So 5 of them, I accomplished the milestones that we required. Erwin, are you ready?
Yep, I think you have to re-enable me to share the screen really quick.
Just a second. There you go.
Thank you. Okay. All right, hi everyone. We're OpenDive Technologies, and we focus on all things blockchain and gaming, and also try to bring a lot of our research that we've done as PhD students, and also back in an undergrad. So there's a team. So this is me, myself. I did some work on Bitcoin back in 2012, exited a startup in 2015, and then went off to do everything related to gaming, blockchain, and robots at NASA, Goldman Sachs. And also write some publications on blockchain and robot as well. Tina, she's worked on gaming and marketing back in Eddie's in China, and also has experience in background both in BD, gaming, and she's a data scientist really by training. And Sean is also big into gaming. He's done a lot of research on graphics for gaming, VR, and also has some publications. Overall, really the team or the core founders, they're a mixture between hackers and also researchers. So we like to build stuff, but also do the research behind it to understand and get down to the fundamentals. And as a startup in a team, we're CryptoChicks Hatchery members, and also we're a part of Getcoin kernel. So we're KB2 kernel fellows, and OpenDive really started I think late January, early February. So we're trying to move fast. And that's actually when I reached out to Elena that we wanted to come on board. And we're backed by Solana and Serum. So they're one of our early stage funders. So really quick, brief overview about our startup. It's again, we do a lot of blockchain gaming and try to blend also AI and some more work on robotics. Our total team has grown to 6 members, and this increased us some developers that we brought on board, some engineers, both on the Rust development side and game development. As a startup, we're early stage, and we have an alpha beta launch that we're testing with some users. Currently, for our game, we have about 50 alpha testers in the game. We're looking to scale to 100 in the month, and these users just came on board actually last week. And as in terms of the industry, it's gaming, /metaverse, and also blockchain. Our fundraising stage, we're bootstrap, so we bootstrap ourselves with a lot of hackathons that we've done, and we also did a bit of trading. You could see our deck later on as well, and also we've received some grants, some decent sized grants from Solana and Serum, so they've been really great and one of our backers. For social media metrics, Open Era HQ, which is our game that we're pushing forward towards production, has over 3,630 followers on Substack. We received 1,500 followers so far. On Clubhouse, we have about 4,000 followers. As a startup overall, it's really mixing currently both gaming and DeFi, which I'll discuss later on as well. And also, we have some Metaverse retail opportunities where some of the conferences that we work with, they want to host their conferences and events within our game itself. So I think we think that's pretty cool. There's, again, some of the cool stuff that we've done before, like immersive reality, haptic suits, robots, IoT, and a whole bunch of different cool stuff. Some coverage before on the stuff that we've done with just Bitcoin, blockchain, robots, and startup-related work. And so I think when we think really about the metaverse, currently it's mainly focused on gaming. Just people call metaverse like these open world games that we call or believe are closed economies, because within the game itself, really the characters or the assets are only valuable within that self, right? And the people that are trying to do this sort of interoperability between games, they still sort of maintain a centralized model. So we're trying to disrupt that in the long term to make these sort of open metaverse worlds where everything's immersive. So, you think about immersive reality suits, and also making sure that a lot of these worlds or metaverses or games are also interoperable, right? Which is kind of tough thing to do, but hopefully we're able to achieve that in the near future. And behind the scenes, some of the games that we've built out, they're cross-chain, multi-chain. So this is just some background to give you in terms of our work. We've done research on pixel streaming. We published some plugins really for Unity development and smart contracts. And this is just shows some of the words that we've gotten so far. Is not to show that we've been hopping between blockchains, but really that we've tested, I think, most of the top 100 blockchains out there in space, we built on them. Like, we really know what are they doing, what's up. You think about Avalanche, Harmony, Polygon, and we love all of them, and stuff like that. And so, back in the hackathon 2020 with Chainlink, we received the AAVE award, and that's where we fully dived into working with AAVE, and also we met Elena there as well. And so all these three hackathons is where we use AAVE. Natively, either on Ethereum or perform cross-chain liquidity, but the cross-chain liquidity from the main blockchain towards Ethereum and stuff like that. And the latest one where we decided to really go forward and push to production was the Solana DeFi hackathon, where we were one of the winners, and we leveraged AAVE as a liquidity for liquidity pools in one of our games. So really, in terms of AAVE, like, we want to leverage AAVE, or we leverage AAVE really to create no loss esports gaming. And I'll talk a bit more about what no loss means. So when you think about Pool Together, essentially in Pool Together, people just stake or buy lottery tickets, and at the end they get the money they use for the lottery tickets back. And then if they're the winners, they get essentially the yield that was earned with everyone's pooled stake. Now, if you grab that model, you could put it into kind of competitive tournaments. So tournaments that are fully based on skill. So you think about battle royale games, you think about even kind of fishing games within MMORPGs and stuff like that. And so for Solana, we did that. We built this kind of like MMORPG where essentially you have to go and hunt for food ingredients, and then these food ingredients are unique, and then you can create like these rare dishes and stuff like that. And so behind the scenes, when people log into the game and they want to enter into a tournament, what they do is they have to stake, and that stake is then it goes from being on Solana USDC to AAVE liquidity pool that we use. And so, just a bit of context in terms of how that worked on Solana and how we're pushing forward to make that happen on Solana with AAVE is that you have the game, and then we leverage the USDC API to really put the entries taken from Solana, and then behind the scenes with the API, we just put them on Ethereum, and then Ethereum, when we make that transaction, it goes to what we call like a proxy pool contract on Ethereum, and then that kind of sort of manages the pooled assets. So currently is mainly focused on AAVE, but you can imagine having like a strategy to kind of maximize the yield earned across different money markets and stuff like that. And so at the end of the tournament, we go ahead and pull this yield out from AAVE, and then we issue it as a reward to the winner or winners of a type of tournament that we chose. So we built out this game. We sort of liked it, I think, but we had a bigger vision, right? Because this game was just simply about kind of tournament based. You're hunting for ingredients and food stuff and stuff like that. And we said, let's build something bigger. And so myself, I used to play a lot of RuneScape back in the day. So you guys are familiar with RuneScape, and a lot of folks in crypto, they're fan of RuneScape because I think they learn about finance from RuneScape by trading gold and and a whole bunch of different interactions. And so, we said, what do we try to really bring RuneScape into the crypto world? And so have the same mechanics as RuneScape and RuneScape MMORPG with a bit of a twist in terms of the storyline, but natively integrate DeFi. So you can imagine being able to kind of like, trade gold or some of the engaged assets, leather within the game itself, and you as a character even be able to create your own trading post or your own exchange, because we provide you the mechanisms to do that. And so that's where we use Serum on Solana and a few other things. And as well, when you think about like sort of going from being on-chain to off-chain, right? Because you have on-chain, off-chain, and you have in-game and off-game interactions that take place. Within the game itself, people can go ahead and play, create their own exchanges, trade and stuff like that. But if we make this game truly decentralized and maybe verifiably random, like the events that happen within the game, off-game, people that don't like playing the game, they can go ahead and create futures markets for what will happen within the game, right? And these sort of futures are impacted by the in-game activity or perhaps verifiable randomness that takes place within the game. So we decided to build OpenEra, and that's our de facto MMORPG that we're building currently. And so here's a quick demo of what it's like. It has all the mechanics that were on the Sushi Warrior Hackathon project, but except this is a more fleshed out game version that it's currently both built for web, PC, and also we have an Android version that is coming out. So it uses Solana currently. We have some Serum integration, and we're putting over a lot of the mechanics from AAVE onto the game to create what we call a tutorial island where people can play these sort of mini games that are no loss. So the same mechanics that we mentioned where people go ahead and enter by staking. At the end of the tournament, they get their stake back. But if they're winners of the game, they get the reward. And the reward itself is the interest earned on the liquidity pool or any kind of money market strategy that you might think of. So this is just showing you a bit of the progress in terms of the game. We were live last week with Solana and Serum, so you can watch the other demo as well in terms of how the integration goes with Phantom Wallet and a few other things. But I'll just go ahead and fast forward for brevity. Oops. Seems like I'm going to be able to. Yeah. So within the game itself, it's multiplayer. So this is part of the tutorial island. So it's all skill-based. The skills are recorded on chain, and as well for everything that you do, like for example, chopping wood, this becomes chopping trees. It becomes wood, and the wood itself is minted on chain. And with this, you can actually go ahead and mint or craft different items that are, again, kind of NFTs. And so within part of the game, currently on Tutorial Island, what we're doing is we're creating different mini games, like a fishing tournament. We're going to have we're working towards like a mini battle royale kind of game as well. So we keep that momentum going of people competing against each other. And if within Tutorial Island, they're able to skill up, then essentially when we launch the game, they could pour these sort of skills over, and all their efforts will be recorded on chain and a few other things. So this is just showing a bit of like the golems and the monsters and stuff like that. And so I'm just gonna fast forward to discuss more of our. The demo is live on Twitch as well, as I mentioned. So in terms of the blockchain mechanics, this is what we're working on. It's Solemn Serum integration. The Grand Exchange was essentially like the initial exchange where people can go ahead and trade some of these in-game assets like skins and wearables. Currently, since we're doing also no loss, we're looking into lending and swapping within the game. And of course, AAVE would be one of the de facto money markets as well. The token itself, the initial token is a meta governance token where essentially people can vote for different things that would happen within the game and how the game evolves. So we'll talk a bit more about that. And the other currency is an in-game currency. And also we're doing work in terms of, being able to provide both on-chain reputation and governance. And so this is what I just mentioned about being able, for example, rebalancing, be able to vote for rebalancing of weapons, of characters, and also for protocol and treasury. This is what the DAO tokens would do, and as well things like, for example, money market fee discounts and other things that we're working on. So traditional for the other currency, traditional in-game currencies, you can think cosmetic purchases, marketplace, public or private land. We put here an XXX because we're going to discuss this, but I think it's too much for now. But we're still writing out this token mechanics for you guys. So we'll be publishing a Medium post on that. This is just some of the other work that we're doing. This is a research paper that we're writing. We're essentially currently, when you look at DAOs and DeFi and how governance works, a lot of the whales are the ones that are controlling like the actual protocols, right? You look at the list of people or stakeholders of the governance tokens, it's mainly the whales. But within a game, this doesn't make sense, right? Because you essentially want the people who love playing the game or spend most of the time playing the game to be the ones that decide what happens to the game. And so that's where we're kind of being able to leverage something that we call proof of in-game activity and also governance as well to make it fair for everyone that enjoys to play these kind of games as well. So token economics we publish soon. To really talk about what we're going to be fully integrated into AAVE. Currently, we're done an alpha release already. We're going towards a community airdrop. We released concept art, 3D art. We have partnership announcements. Currently, whoever watches this sees that Solana and Serum have backed us up. We're working towards Chainlink integration for all the games that we've done before. We've done Chainlink integration, and we're also going to be doing for this game as well. Now, with AAVE, what we want to do with this grant is also put this a bit to work towards doing a full integration with Flash loans. And so we want to develop an arbitrage backend because we want to be able to create different strategies to increase the actual yield earned or the reward that we can amass. And also a bit doing some work with Wormhole Bridge, which is Solana's bridge towards Ethereum. We delivered this already, characters, illustrations, models. The last missing pieces that we're doing is main quests and also Tutorial Island, which essentially will be the first public release that we're working towards on. But with that said, this is our update. Thank you so much to the entire Crypto Hatchery team. Lane and Tracy have been super helpful. I want to give a shout out to also Patrick from Chainlink. He's always also been very supportive and helpful. And thank you so much. I think for us, it was just an amazing experience, really getting to know and also getting some feedback and growing with everyone here. And congrats to also everyone that is coming to the ceremony, all the other teams. But feel free to reach out if you have any questions. DM us.
Thank you, Irvin. That was great. And gaming part is always fun. All right, so let's go to the questions. So now back to serious business. All right, so Amber is asking, is there intent for these games to interact with games from different companies? If so, has there been any consideration to copyright issues?
I think currently there's some progress towards how copyright works, and we see in the near future that if you really want to build a decentralized open metaverse, all these things are going to have to go away, right? Because currently, if you look at some of the big name brands that are going towards the metaverse, this one that raised about $1 billion, it seems like it's highly unlikely that they will allow, for example, one character to go to a different kind of company's game, because essentially that's draining the economies, right? So if we really want to push over to decentralization, we have to be able to work upon that. And I know that a lot of work with DAOs are currently happening. In Getcoin, token engineering group, I've discussed some of these issues. And with a new DAO that's called NFDAO, we also discuss this. But in the near future, we hope that this will go away, and that actually even, the small boutique gaming studios will really take the lead on this rather than relying on these giants that sort of want to maintain that IP or centralize a lot of the gamings. But that's my current take on it. I think it's work in progress.
Good answer. I love this. I'm the fan of decentralization. That's why we are, aren't we? Okay. What was your biggest challenge you have run into? So either from a business perspective or development perspective. This is a question from John.
I think a lot of we've built, I think, quite a few different alphas and prototypes that we tested out, and really sitting down and formulating where we're going to narrow our focus on. It's one of the key things that we've done for the past 2 months or month and a half, and Elena has been great, really advising us on that and saying, hey guys, this is what you got to focus on this and narrow this down, because we're super excited to build stuff out. But I think building something towards production and making sure that we deliver something great to our users is what we kind of strategizing, and then formulating also a roadmap, both in terms of development and community that makes sense, has also been one of the things that sort of took a bit of our time. And then, I think The other part is really onboarding new team members and hiring. That's always interesting for us because, in particular, in gaming, if you guys have like dealt with, gaming studios or companies, we were interviewing some folks that came from like big name companies, and then we were telling them, okay, this is what we built like in a week, and this is what we're going to build in 2 weeks. And if you look at how traditional gaming companies, they're just traditional companies, they work, they kind of have this huge roadmap, and they want to take it one step at a time. Whereas we're saying we're going to go ahead and rush and build and test, and break things out. And so a lot of folks in the gaming, at least world, are not comfortable with that. They want to take it a step at a time or focus on that. So that was interesting for us to kind of learn. And so that was very interesting. But we found the right people really to come on board, and they want to build and change the world.
Thank you. Carla is asking, can you please elaborate on your marketing strategy? Who's your main competitor?
Right. Currently, the marketing strategy, we're actually taking it not as rushed as other folks in Solana. Honestly, our metrics by them, we reached 3,000 in like a week once we did the release itself, and so we're going to be doing more marketing and branding really on the in-game mechanics, aesthetics. On the roadmap, we mentioned that we're going to release for the 3D work and the art itself. That's one huge part. We're going to be making our announcements with Serum and Solana as well, and a few other things. And our main competitor. So currently, there's probably one other project that is doing like an MMORPG that is almost similar towards what we're doing. I'm not going to mention the name, but I'd say there's ideally only one, and then there's other games that are coming out that are still kind of turn-based games, right? Like essentially, you take a turn, something happens, the other person takes action. Like what we're doing really, as I mentioned at the beginning, is we want to make interactive and immersive games. So I think building out the game is just one single aspect. Once you thinking in the long term of what it means to be in the metaverse, what it means to be immersive, like it really means for you to be involved in that. And as well, also perhaps really go from the virtual world towards the physical world. How do you combine these two, right? And so that's really our key differentiator, really, from everyone else that's kind of trying to do these MMORPGs, perhaps with DeFi or taking the metaverse approach.
All right, so thank you, Irving. And yeah, you don't need to mention your competitor name. Yeah, that's probably part of your marketing strategy, not mentioning the competitors. All right, how many users play your game so far? Do you have any metrics?
Yeah. So in the first page and the second page, I think I mentioned that we're in their off release like 1 week. It's been 50 and we're scaling to 100. We just want to take it a bit slow before we release Tutorial Island. So Tutorial Island will be more of a public beta release for this. So we're still in week 1, 50. We're going to 100 probably by the end of the month, and then probably doing a public release to some of our supporters on Discord that have been there, like chime in and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know that people actually reached out to me directly asking how our kids can play that game. So that's so people are trying to find you. That's great. Yes. Also, people ask if you could share the demo URL. Probably they want to play as well. Sure. So something then, yeah, you can share after that in the chat. Tarusha is asking, what is your go-to-market strategy and number of users so far?
So Tutorial Island as a public beta release would sort of show people the integration both from the DeFi side and Solana, and also give people opportunity to kind of chime in on how the game would evolve. Mm-hmm. So that is really currently our go-to-market strategy, to release Tutorial Island rather than waiting 2, 3, 5 years, because there's some MMORPGs that are been in the works for like 3 years or 5 years, honestly. And, you could Google some of these blockchain games. So we don't want to wait that long. Like, I think that's too long. And Tutorial really makes sense. And from there, part of the go-market strategy is to scale out the world, right? And also defining how this world evolves as well. So they're not saying, hey guys, you're going to have to wait 3 years for us to build the entire game and play, but rather, here's Tutorial Island. Here's how the actual land is going to evolve, and you could create your own narrative as well, as a user.
Awesome. And then a bit of the internal question and a joke. When are you going to pick one of your 50 brilliant ideas and send it?
Yeah. So Patrick knows we chat with Patrick quite often. Yeah, honestly, the concept of integrating verifiable randomness within games is huge, and currently is not done as much. And some of the folks that do it, they do it through kind of like turn-based gaming. But if you think about battle royale, for example, kind of games, right, or tournaments, You have weapon drops. If the prize pool, right, is over, $500,000, $100,000, which is huge money for some folks, you want to be able to provide for them or tell them, hey, guys, like these weapons that were dropped or where we drop in the map, you can prove that it was random, right? It's not that the actual company or entity gamed you guys. Like, so that's really huge for us. And that's where we use really, Chainlink and Patrick has been one of the folks that have been really like advising us along the way as well.
Awesome. All right. And Shivani is asking, do you have a VR integration on the roadmap? Yeah.
Ideally, yes. I think that's really cool. Actually, Sean is huge on that on VR stuff. So he has a lot of like work he's done on VR, and I think that'd be pretty cool as well. But also one of the cool stuff that, well, I guess we could talk about it. We're working on some AR stuff. When you look at augmented spaces and you have your NFTs, you want to be able to showcase these NFTs, right? If you're buying like or trading or crafting different kinds of NFTs, the future is really about you walking into your room. It could be empty or something, but then you see all your like NFTs as holograms, being displayed on your wall. So we're working on something related to that for our game.
Awesome. And last question from Laszlo. How did you choose which crypto to use in the game, and what is the advantage of it over one another?
So I guess Laszlo is referring to the blockchain itself.
Laszlo, you can unmute yourself if you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably maybe the question is yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yep. So. Like one of the key things is that, like if you saw our hackathons, we tested like a lot of these blockchains. And I think that some of the communities are really great. And some of them are already like grown up and evolved. And like for us that we like to build fast, we want to be with a community or folks that really want to do that. But also, we also want to be one of the first ones really to launch something on this chain, right? And so Solana and really the folks at Ethereum, they're really great. And been really supportive. And then we're also like one of the first gaming projects to come on board. And so that really means a lot to us because we can also get feedback along the way. And then the other part is really the tech. The tech is still evolving on Solana. And so we're able to be part of that and have a say in terms of how this evolves and how the user experience changes, I think, because for gaming, that's quite critical as well. But all these other blockchains, all these other teams, they're amazing. We have some alphas and prototypes in there that we perhaps will take to market in the near future. But currently, our core focus is on OpenEra, and OpenEra is on Solana and leveraging Ethereum for money markets and also trading within the game itself.
All right. Thank you so much, Irving. So that was OpenDive. And we move
guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So we're moving on. This is last but not least. We have one more project to go. And let me just share my screen just for a second to get you the visual. Right. So the warrior, Nikki, please, it's all yours now.
Great, thank you so much. Actually, okay, I have an updated deck. May I use that instead, please? If you allow me share screen.
Yes, please. Yes, of course.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you can share the screen now. Yes.
Great, thank you. So first and foremost, congratulations to everyone with the hatchery. Thank you so much, Elena. You've been incredible, as well as Tracy. So first and foremost, thank you very much for all your help and kindness. And we came a long way, and we have a long way more to go, I think. But essentially, just to give you a brief overview of where we're at and where we're going. Our mission is to make systematic aid obsolete. And so what we've done is we've kind of made our language a little bit more succinct. And so we're a software blockchain ecosystem. And with that, we are able to provide accountability and transparency for investments and also project management. Although that the mission is this, we had to boil it down to some of our customer segments. And so basically what we do is that we're able to showcase exactly where your cash goes, and we're able to do this in real time. And so one of our primary functions is, since we have different customer segments such as government, private developers, and project management in a number of countries, this is what we wanted to focus on, and is focusing on the truth and accuracy, and which can always be done in real time. So I know that we're pressed for time, so I won't go too much into detail, but we're mitigating the loss of capital. There's no silos when we build out these ecosystems. It's transparency and accountability as a service, and a verified impact and progress, which is probably one of the biggest things that doesn't really happen and is not really realized in a lot of systematic aid delivery. So some of our advantages, we're able to do this in real time. We use a lot of exponential technologies. We were playing around a lot with that, and so we kind of figured out what some of our customer needed now. We create digital identity. We have a great team in place. But we had major issues along the way, which Elena probably knows a lot more of. This is our ecosystem. So for example, I love how Irvin was talking about AVR, VR technology. That is something that we are also looking into. That's on our roadmap, probably not for this year, but next year. And we're also looking at the DAO model as another funding resource for some of our government projects. So our capabilities is, obviously we are able to offer state-of-the-art cybersecurity. We've teamed up with NetApp to provide that. We have IoT, which is linked to our low orbital satellites. We have blockchain, and we're going to talk about some of the issues that we have really faced, and hopefully we're going to touch base with Elena next week. Definitely be using AI and machine learning once we have, depending on the customer ecosystem. And so just to really dumb it down, what you're able to do is you're able to see stuff, choose what needs to be, that systematic aid is allocated, and you're able to witness in real time exactly. What we've also added is that we're able to repatriate people back to, for example, our case study, our pilot case study, which we're doing in Puerto Rico, repatriate skilled people back into the country in order to get them jobs, which will increase coffers back into the government, government coffers. And we're also able to specify what skilled requirements are, goods and services are actually needed for some of the projects. We've got some great partners. I didn't list all of them, but we have been asked to speak at the Expo 2021 in Dubai, UAE, coming this October. And we've also just still finalizing our agreement with the UN. We are using Leidos and NetApp, but we also use Planet Labs. We're also using Magic Leap is now one of our new partners. So we're really good at some of our partners. And so, yeah, I'm going to talk about, how do I step this? So I'm going to talk about, for example, our MVP and prototype. So one of the problems we had, Elena, is, which you're really well aware of, is that we had problems with our developers. We did have probably 2 developers that we went through that were not, that were building projects that were essentially house of cards. So we were very fortunate to find them out last minute. And so our MVP is still being finalized, and we're hoping in the next month and a half. Our team effort, so because of the lag in development, we've had to put some people on hiatus, just temporary, as we then are able to show our partners how the MVP works, let them play around with it, let them log in, and that's contingent on some of our contracts that are kind of a little bit up in the air. The blockchain element, as you know, we love blockchain, we love it. But the thing is, when it comes down to the customers and we take cost in effect, a lot of them are saying that, it's better. Some of our team members and advisors saying it's probably best to just do a secure database and then upload. For example, we have we have government documents, we have escrow account numbers, etc. The digital identity, which we already created when we did our pilot, when we were replacing blue tarp roofs with real roofs. That was great for the first, 20, 30 people, but now as this is going to be scaling up to larger numbers of people, it's just right now, we don't have a solution for it. So we're thinking of database before, and then some elements, for example, like images, which is super expensive, as you know, to put up onto the blockchain. So that's what's happening. We have 3 customer segments. Those who are interested, we can definitely go into detail more, but we're very fortunate that we have 2 pilot government projects, and we've built out for the US immigration system, an EB5 program. So we're building out that ecosystem. We don't have social media right now because we are in stealth mode, because we had so many problems with our past developers. We just opted not to showcase. So, okay, John. Yeah, that's about it.
I was on mute. Thank you, Nikki. Let's go to the questions. All right. So yes, I know that Nikki works really hard, and I know that she works with the governments. And this is the question from Patrick. Probably is going to be most relevant. So, who is your target audience? Who is your target client?
So our target clients is right now, because we decided to do a 3-pronged approach. We are using, for example, one of our clients are opportunity zone funds, and we're using EB5, which is foreign investors wanting to get a green card. And the other one is we're still looking at systematic aid, which we are looking, we've already partnered with the Puerto Rican government, and we're looking at FEMA money aid going in and going to some relevant departments. So we've teamed up with, for example, the Department of Housing, and we've teamed up with the business development of Puerto Rico. And so those are tiny kind of pilot projects. But that's just to basically proof out. But whoever is where we see ourselves moving is probably in some areas of the private investment, as we do like the government, but the sales cycle is quite long in those realms. Just to let you know, it takes a lot.
Yeah, if you ever worked with the governments, yes, this is something that is probably a long route. Yes, and I feel your pain. So that's exactly was my experience as well. So I love the honesty about developer issues. And this is Amber asking, what is the strategy to avoid such issues going forward?
Well, the thing is this. Unfortunately, one thing that I've learned is that having a great idea is awesome, but when it comes down to execution, you really need a really good team. And the problem with that is sometimes when you do have a great team, they may not be. So how can I explain this? So as we scale the business, they may not be relevant. They may be only relevant just for the MVP. but they may not have the chops in order for scalability, or they may not have the chops to, I mean, you're always having like these great people, but whether or not they mesh as a team is one thing. Another thing is I find when it came to developers that there was like they didn't manage expectations. So everyone was saying yes, yes, yes. We were checking along the way, but when it came down to it, oh my gosh, when it came down to timeline and deliverables, that never happened. And then you're kind of caught in a rock in a hard place, because you trust these people and they don't deliver. But money that we had won in competitions, for example, people were working for free, and so we would give that money to developers, and the results were not that great. And so we had one developer take money and disappear, and then we had raised money from an investor, and then they built something and took more money than that was actually needed. So essentially they stole. And then the third one, they really, we did our due diligence, we did everything, and it just so happened that what they created was not scalable. And so my advice is this: if you are going into development, first contact Elena. So you need people who understand. You would need 2 or 3 people in order to help you do due diligence. Second of all, you have to be really, really clear on what you want to build. You can't build out the whole house, but what you need to get buy-in from your customers. So one great investor always tells us is like, listen, if you're not having revenue, if you're not generating revenue, you're not a business. So what we ended up doing was, getting in customers saying, would you like to be part of our pilot? And then we were able to then customize, what the customer needed, but we wanted to make sure that it was revenue generating. So now for all the pilots, customers pay us for those pilots, as opposed to we didn't do anything for free, as we attended, which we originally did in the beginning. So that was another thing. And if you're going to have a developer in the beginning, yes, do that for the MVP, raise cash or however you're going to do it, or generate revenue, and then keep it in-house. But then if you're going to have to hire a developer, I would ask you to ask a developer to hire your developer. And you don't need like a whole team. You just need like 1 or 2 good people, and like front end, back end. And like Elena's been amazing in helping us showcase exactly what we can, because at the end of the day, one thing that's really important is that when you are in front of customers and they are buying into you, but at the end of the day, if you don't have something that works, that they can play around with, that it's gummy, you kind of lose your credibility. And not only that, it makes you like nobody's going to invest in you so you can get your shit sorted out. You kind of need to know exactly where you're going to move from MVP to product solution, product market, scalability, how many customers that entail, what is the customer acquisition cost, etc. So, and we did a lot of stuff. Elena will tell you, we did a lot of stuff for free. We kind of like stitched our solutions together. So I'm sorry to babble on, but yeah, this is a bit of a sore point. But yeah, get a developer to vet your developers.
Thank you so much, Nikki. Thank you for sharing that. People appreciate your transparency. I can see the comments in the chat. A question: how much money are you asking for?
So I'm asking for a match is $2,000. It's not a lot. Mm-hmm. And the reason why is because we're kind of delayed in our development process. So what we're going on the sales sales approach. So we're pretty aggressive at that, but we're lucky because we built out a network of potential customers. So in order to do that, we need the marketing material. Everything else is in place, like our hyperspectral satellites, our IoT devices, all of that is is in place. So we're integrating the APIs into the demo. But I found a developer who's actually coming on board as our CTO. So it's just taking some time because they have other projects as well. We didn't have enough money to raise we won't right now, but we will in the next 6 months to raise to then hire to keep in-house. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, a good plan, and we will keep working on it. Nikki?
Thanks, Lena. Thank you.
Tarush is asking, what is currently your team size?
I'm sorry?
Currently, what is your team size?
So right now there is 5 of us. It's with AI. I have my sales, comms, public affairs person, and our development team, which is working for free, and our satellites, etc. So yeah, there's 5 of us.
Okay. Awesome. Yes, the execution is not easy, right? Yes,
listen, I wish somebody had told me that earlier on, because you have like a great idea, like the mission and everything like that, but when you get down to brass tacks and it's like people opening their wallet, that's a different story.
Yeah, I really appreciate you sharing that, because yes, if you choose to do your own business, yes, please be ready to not that too, but like hopefully we're going to avoid that. But yes, if you work with your mentors, closely, and we also have lots of materials. For example, working with the software developers, we have entire course. Like you need to know software development process in order to work with the developers. If you don't, it means that you will actually waste money, right?
Yeah,
so, Nikki probably went through it.
I went through it, like money that we raised.
Yeah. After Nikki's Spain, we created that course actually, so you can see it in our CryptoChicks Hatchery now. All right. So, and what is your plan to be in production? And this is going to be our last question.
I'm sorry.
What's your plan to be in production? Like what's your plan? Like when?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When you will be?
We are ready to roll. We're very fortunate because, for example, we have potential customers lined up. We've pitched them the idea. They've liked it. We've done our due diligence. We were able to show some aspects of the demo, for example, our satellite and our artificial intelligence. So we are looking to show our real demo probably in about 4 to 5 weeks time.
Awesome. Okay. 4 to 5 weeks time, it's works for us. That's fine. All right, so let's move on further. Thank you so much, Nikki. I don't have any more questions in the chat, so I really appreciate it. So we're moving on now to the next part, and before the very exciting part as the awards, because we need to finalize the judging ballots, and we need some time to do that. So Tracy right now going to be stepping in and just very quick, a 5-minute, maybe something like this, the overview of what we do, what we did, the quickly report from the CryptoChicks Hatchery, and then we're going to be proceeding to the awards.
All right, awesome. Let me share my screen. Yeah, so hopefully you can all see it. I'm just going to go through this pretty quick because I know we are tight on time. The plan was to be able to go through this within the hour, but I would just zoom through it. But this is just going over the hatchery because this would be for our general audience, but I'm just going to discuss more about our hatchery program and why we started in the first place. So according to the US Small Business Administration, 30% of businesses fail in the first year, 50% fail in the first 5 years, and 1/3 from there make it to 10 years. And the top reasons why as to
as why these startups fail according to CV Source Insights is that 42% of the startups don't have a market need, 29% run out of cash, there's 23% who don't have the right team, startups get outcompeted, they have pricing or cost issues, user unfriendly products, they don't have a business model, or they have poor marketing. So as part of our program, we aim to address these issues very early on. We're early stage incubators. So for the market need, with our startups, we try and show you an MVP process that helps you test the market and prove that there's a market need for your business idea. For low funds, we do provide funding, as we are doing today with the award ceremony, but we also develop a free or minimal cost method in developing your business from the early stages. So really that lean MVP process, that lean development for your business. To avoid having the wrong team, make sure that you have that right knowledge, like Nikki mentioned earlier, to team up with the right people. And for your business model, you make sure that you develop a model that works for you, for your startup. To prevent being outcompeted, we show how to conduct competitive research, find your competitors' weaknesses, and protect yourself from any future competitors. To avoid pricing and cost issues, this kind of ties back to developing your business model. We teach you to plan and calculate your business economics, to avoid poor marketing. We again show you how to market your product the right way. And of course, having a user-friendly product, this is part of developing your business in that MVP process. And of course, this cannot be done without our mentors. They are the ones who help us provide that support and that advice for our founders. So as part of our program, we break down the process of developing your startup in a 4-step process, which we call milestones. And it's a play on our program name, which is incubation, soft shell, hard shell, then hatching. So in the incubation stage, it's very early on, you just have an idea, you identified a problem and a solution for it. You would answer questions such as how painful is a problem, how many people are experiencing this problem, and then you start to conduct your research to find your competitors, your market, who your target audience is, what is your value proposition, developing your persona of your target audience, and then conducting customer interviews. For the soft shell stage, this is where you would begin testing your idea once you've already formed it. So you would have a prototype or MVP. Likely it would be a landing page. You'd also start defining your KPIs and your business model, and of course, building traction from there. At the hard shell stage, it really is just building on the soft shell. This is, you just continue developing your prototype or your MVP, and you continually revisit your business idea, your KPIs, and your business model, and you're constantly tweaking according to the feedback that you get from your MVP process. And the last stage is hatching. So once you've solidified your business model, you start looking at the other aspects like registration, trademarks, having your co-founders, looking to lawyers, regulations, accounting, your go-to-market strategy, developing or focusing more on marketing, funding, and building your team. So this is just the startups that we have in our program right now that are active. So we have, as you can see, we've heard from some of them earlier. So Charity on Blocks is a startup that focuses on increasing transparency for donors. We heard from Behind the Art earlier from Casey, Chain from Lee May, and Warrior from Nikki. Abstracta is a collaborative platform that brings together incremental work done by scholars. We have Rewire, which brings an alternative way of retiring by investing in tokens. Workforce 360 is a recruitment and outsourcing platform powered by blockchain. We have Give on Live, which is a live stream platform for creators. NFT Galleria, as you can guess from the name, is a digital art gallery and a art brokerage firm. Custom Speed is a platform that aims to decrease custom clearance delays at borders. Promoted to Mom is a platform that provides resources, products, and services for moms. We heard from coaching and emotional support platform from Lucy earlier, OpenDive from the team, Irvin. Solar Chimp is a marketplace service broker app for solar services. Mateys DAO is a decentralized companies platform. And our more new startups who have just joined our program is Global Women's Network, which we will be hearing from soon, Natalia. There's Hire Student, a platform where clients can hire students. Black Women in Blockchain is meant to be a community for women of color in tech, more specifically, Black women in blockchain. And last but not least, we have Refer All, which is a verified centralized references platform for storing that's stored using blockchain. So we're now going to move on to the progress reports. I don't believe Sarah is present or Christiana. If you are, please send a message in the chat. I wasn't able to see you. You may have a different screen name, but I'm going to move to Natalia and give you a chance to introduce yourself, your startup, and let us know where you are right now.
And Natalia, you have 30 seconds, so we already talked about it. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you
So thank you. We've started working with Latin America, connecting corporations with entrepreneurs and women. Our first, today we are connected with two platforms. One platform is, we are a decentralized ecosystem, and we're connecting with 13 countries in Latin America and Spain, providing entrepreneurs with the opportunity to offer their benefits to a network of employees of 1.5 million employees inside of these corporations. We have a lot of different tactics and challenges supporting not only entrepreneurs, but also professional women in their growth and transcending their challenges as persons to actually become more powerful at representing the talent pool for women in corporations. So in our ecosystem, we have two clients right now. So we started from no revenue to some revenue, and we're in the process of understanding how is it that we can create these valuable connections in Latin America and pitching. We're starting pitching here with angel investors, local investors, trying to get a little bit of money and funds to actually create our products in a better way to sell to the corporations.
Thank you so much, Natalia, and welcome to our hatchery family. So right now you will have a chance to talk to our mentors. So this is Natalia mentors. So now you've been introduced, so we're going to start making these connections. All right, so then going straight to the awards. All right, so this is something that we been waiting for. And Tracy, somehow I lost my host privileges and I cannot share my screen. Can you please allow me to set me as the...
Yeah, I think you accidentally made Nikki the host.
Oh, that's right. Yes, probably. So Nikki, please make me the host again, if you can.
I gave you permissions to share the screen, if that's easier.
All right, that's great. Yes, this is all I need. All right. So let me share my screen then very quickly. Ta-da-da-da awards. All right. So in the order that was presented, the Sky is the Limit Award with the $2,000 from Ethereum Foundation goes to Forward Chain. Ooh, thank you so much. Thank you, Limi. Thank you, judges. And all the participants, all the pitches, you will be able to see a judges' summarized ballots. If you would like to, we can provide you all this information. We're not going to display it on the big screen, of course, but I can tell you that all the startups were very close and got very high marks. So congratulations, Limi. Forward Chain, sky's the limit. Next one, coaching and emotional support platform. Lucy, highest human impact award goes to coaching and emotional support platform, $2,000 from Ethereum Foundation. Congratulations. Ooh, so I'm just gonna hear the cheering in the back in my head. Yay!
Yay!
That's good. Yeah, you can unmute your microphones and cheer. That's totally now fine. Next award, highest personal growth goes to Behind the Art with $2,000 of Ethereum Foundation money. Congratulations, Casey. Highest personal growth.
Hey!
OpenDive. First to 1 million revenue award.
Yay. We're all here. Thank you so much.
To OpenDive, yes, $2,000 of AAVE award goes to OpenDive. So Shivani, I just, I made this decision based on your marks. So I hope you don't mind. I hope AAVE is on board with that. So OpenDive, totally deserved.
Thank you so much. We're super excited to keep on building.
Thank you. And the next one, Warrior, most entrepreneurial. Award goes to a Warrior. It's a $2,000 Ethereum award again. So this goes to Warrior. And thank you so much for your work, Nikki. And thank you so much for sharing all the hardships that you had. And I know that you probably shared more hardship than successes, because I know you had quite a few of them, lots and lots of them. So congratulations, totally deserved. Great work.
Thank you very much. That's so kind of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And of course, congratulations to all the pitches, to all our startups, and thank you for the prizes that provided by AAVE and Ethereum Foundation today. So that concludes our public part, except that if you would like to come to our CryptoChicks Hatchery family, please fill a form on the CryptoChicksHatchery.com and apply. And of course, if you have any questions, so you need to contact us, stay in touch at cryptochicks.ca. This is our email, and you can also contact us through contact form on cryptochickshatchery.com. And right now, we're going to be proceeding straight to the mentorship sessions. So thank you so much, judges. Thank you, mentors. So Tracy, please share who we will be bringing into the rooms for the mentorship. And thank you so much, guests. So at this point, probably all the guests, you're free to leave, because now we're going to be proceeding into breakout rooms with the mentorships. And thank you so much, judges. I know that some guest judges joined us from far, far away, and you are right now, it's probably late night where you are. So thank you, judges, and thank you for all your time that you spent today with us. So now the last, we have 50 minutes. That's probably we're going to spend on the mentorship. Okay.